Parama Karuna Bahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chandra
Parama Karuna Bahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chandra
Parama Karuna Bahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chandra Sabai Avatar Sar Shiromani Kebalaya Ananda Kanda Sabai Avatar Sar Shiromani Kebalaya Ananda Kanda Bajo bajo bai Caitanya nitai Suridha Vishwas kori
Bajo bajo bai Caitanya nitai Suridha Vishwas kori
Vishaya Charya Sera se majia Mukhe bolo Hari Hari Vishaya Charya Sera se majia Mukhe bolo Hari Hari
Vishaya Charya Sera se majia Mukhe bolo Hari Hari
Dekho yore bai Tribhuvane ai Mono doyalo data Pashupati jure Ashana vidare Shuni jaro gunagata
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 Samsare majia Rohini koriya Se bade nadilo asha Apana karama Bunjai Shamana Kohoyelo Chanadasa Apana karama Bunjai Shamana Kohoyelo Chanadasa Parama Karuna Bahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chandra
Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra
Shah, please accept my humble obeisances of the Srila Prabhupada. Welcome back. So we are resuming this call after a week. Reading from Sri Caitanya Mangala. Continuing to read from Sri Caitanya Mangala. Before that, just the invocation. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Yakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sopadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim Yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Guru Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Mangala by Lochana Das Thakur. So we are around page 35 or so. So much has already happened. Just a quick review, and for some new people that are joining, I think. So this Sri Chaitanya Mangala is composed by Lochana Das Thakur. It is in the format of a dialogue, like many other scriptural stories, dialogue within a dialogue within a dialogue. So Lochana Das is writing this Sri Chaitanya Mangala, and it is in the form of a dialogue between Sri Murari Gupta and Sri Damodar Pandit, two of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates. So Damodar Pandit is asking questions, Murari Gupta is answering them, and Lochana Das Thakur has recorded them. So we began with Narada is concerned, like in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is described how Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur were concerned, seeing the condition of the people of Kali. So similarly, Narada Muni, at one point, he is concerned about the people of Kali Yuga. And he sees no means other than the Lord himself adventing to correct the situation. So he goes to Dwaraka and he approaches the Lord if he could come. At the same time, Rukmini is also telling Lord Krishna, in a sense, that Krishna cannot understand what the devotees, feel for him when they interact with him, when they look at him, what qualities, what beauty, etc. What the devotees see in the Lord cannot see. Because he is the object of their love. Yeah. This is Vishaya and Ashraya. So he is the object of the love. And so Rukmini says that you have to become the subject, then you can understand what the devotees experience. So Lord Krishna says, wow, that's amazing, Rukmini. I've never heard of some such thing like that. And then Rukmini says, Srimati Radharani is the topmost devotee. Even here, while you are in Dwaraka, you keep clamoring for the residents of Vrindavan. So you should come as Srimati Radharani. And Lord Krishna says, wow, that's a fantastic idea. I never thought about it. I'll come. And then he shows this Gauranga form to Rukmini and Narada. And Narada Muni is in ecstasy. And then, so the Lord tells Narada, okay, can you go to all the demigods, all the different planets, and speak about my advent? So the Lord is asking Narada to broadcast about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga. Okay, so that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he says he'll come to give the holy name. Narada is saying people are not interested. He's always chanting the Radhika Raman's names, and he says that people are not at all interested in chanting the holy names. Can you please come and encourage people to chant the holy names? So Gauranga Mahaprabhu says, Krishna says, yes, I'll come as Gauranga. I'll inundate the whole world. Before I do that, you tell all the demigods that I'm coming and that they should be ready to come and take part in my pastimes. So that's the beautiful narration that we've been reading. So Narada first, he goes to Uddhava, actually. He meets Uddhava. And then he meets Lord Shiva and Parvati. Then he meets Lord Brahma. So currently we're in the section of Lord Narada meeting Brahma. So anyway, besides the holy name, we also discussed how the Mahaprasada advented. So the holy name, Mahaprasadam, and now the third topic, Srimad Bhagavatam. So Brahma is explaining to Narada how he spoke this Chaturshloki to Bhagavatam to Vyasadeva, and he asked Vyasadeva to compile further. Of course, in Bhagavatam, we understand that Narada told Vyasadeva, same thing. So the Bhagavatam, the third main potent item, Nam, Bhagavatam, and the devotee. Nam, Dham, Bhagavatam, deity, and devotee. So three of the main, most potent items have been discussed already. The holy name, then the prasadam, and now Bhagavatam. And so now we are getting into the nitty-gritties of how in Bhagavatam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent is described. Yeah, so 11th canto verses are being quoted. Krishna Varanam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yaknir Sankirtanai prior Yajanti Sumedasa and all that, and how the Lord appears in 3 yugas. So we had some complicated, some a little hard to understand discussion last week. About this 3 yugas and the 3 colors and so on and so forth. So anyway, I'm going to just continue to read. And what Narada is telling, Lord Brahma is telling, is that this Krishna, he is not just an avatar, actually. He is the avatari, as we understand. It is the avatari and avatar. So Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, Krishna is the avatari. And of course, avatar just means that one who descends from the spiritual world. There is nothing that says that the avatari cannot descend himself. He can go himself, he can come himself. So Lord Krishna, he comes in the Dwapara Yuga, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu follows Krishna in the Kali Yuga of the 28th Yuga cycle of Vaivashvata Manu. So all that is being described. Okay, Lord Brahma continued speaking to Narada. The explanation is the same, is a supreme proof which shows why Krishna is the avatar for Kali Yuga. Although there is a debate about Krishna's appearance as an avatar outside of the normal time, if you hear carefully, you will understand the truth. So yeah, so there is some debate that Krishna, he appears once in a day of Brahma, right? Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, he appears only once in a day of Brahma, which is in the Dwapara Yuga. But here he's explaining, Lochana Das, that, well, we can say twice in a day of Brahma. Because Krishna himself, he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Small nuances. If you hear carefully, you will understand the truth. But again, that twice in a day of Brahma is not, it's not in, because it's not in every Yuga cycle, so it can be misleading. So anyway, he appears once in a day of Brahma, and then he appears again in the Kali Yuga 28th Yuga cycle, Kali Yuga, after the Dwapara Yuga. And now this is the Paribhasha Sutra of Bhagavatam is being described here, 1.3.28. He is not an incarnation, as proven in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not an incarnation, he is avatari again. Ete cha amsha kalapamsha krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam loke mridayanti yuge yuge. Yeah. So Krishnastu bhagavan swayam or Krishna Chaitanya to bhagavan swayam. Ete cha amsha kalapamsha krishnastu bhagavan swayam. All the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets wherever there is a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the theists. Using the authority of the Srimad Bhagavatam, I will explain why Krishna is called a Yuga avatar. Yeah, Garga Muni's realizations are difficult to understand for ignorant people like us. Only an intelligent devotee can understand. So why Garga Muni says he appears, he is Triyuga. So Lochana Das Thakur was explaining Triyuga means, it can also mean past, present, and future. It doesn't mean that only Satya, Dwapara, Treta, like that. It means past, present, and future. Yeah. So Garga Muni, what he said, and then he appears in these three colors, red, yellow, and white. So then what about black? So anyway, so that's what Lochana Das is saying, that Garga Muni's words may be difficult for people to understand. But above we read actually that Krishna appears in four colors: black, red, yellow, black, and gold. And in fact, he says that even in Kali Yuga, he appears as black, but of course he appears, because he appears in the luster of Radharani, so he appears golden, he's blackish. Anyway, so this is just the details, nuances, like how in Srimad Bhagavatam there are some pastimes, right? Where Krishna, he is so absorbed, he is blackish in color, he is so absorbed in Srimati Radharani that he turns golden, and vice versa. Srimati Radharani, who is golden in complexion, she turns blackish. So here, so the Lord himself, he comes in the mood and bhava and luster of Srimati Radharani. So in one sense, he's blackish, like how like in Jagai Madhai, Jagai Madhai, when the Lord delivered them, and it is mentioned that the Lord took the sins of Jagai and Madhai, he turned blackish. Of course, people may think that because of their sins, but anyway, this Lord Krishna's natural color, blackish. Okay, so we'll just moving along. Garga Muni said that in the four yugas, the Lord appeared in four colors, okay, in three different times, past, present, and future. Same thing I'm mentioning. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga. The Lord appears in white, red, yellow, and black, respectively. Who is the fountainhead of all incarnations? Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appeared in the Yadu dynasty, is a source, and all others are his expansions. The Lord comes to establish religion, Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinashachayata Dushkritam. The Lord comes to establish religion and destroy the atheists. In Dwapara Yuga, the Supreme Lord Krishna himself appeared on earth. And in Kali Yuga, Krishna came as Lord Gaurasundar. They are the same. They are also different. Achintya Bheda, Abheda Tattva. According to Vyasadeva in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in two yugas, Dwapara and Kali, the two incarnations of the Lord had the same color. Krishna, blackish. I hope people are not confused. Narada, it's explained in the Brihat Sahasra Nama Stotra that Lord Shiva appears in the beginning of Kali Yuga. He takes the form, okay, now further complications. He takes the form of Shankaracharya and promotes atheism by preaching impersonal philosophy. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna promises that whenever and wherever rage is reduced, 4, 8, and 9, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, he comes to earth to remove atheism and establish religion. Due to ignorance, people in Kali Yuga become absorbed in sinful activities and sense gratification. Thus, they remain bound in the miserable material existence. Okay, now that all that is behind us, the yogas and the forms and the Bhagavatam, I think we're just going to move into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kali Yuga and Sankirtan. Okay, I hope it's clear. Gauranga, Kali Yuga, and Sankirtan. In every yuga, the Supreme Lord comes to earth to deliver the saints, destroy atheism, and re-establish religious principles. In Kali Yuga, Krishna comes as the Gauranga avatar to propagate chanting of the holy names as the universal Yuga Dharma. Glorification of God's holy names is the only religion for the age of Kali. Krite yayato Vishnu, Tretaya yajato makhai. Dvapara paricharyanam kalautat harikirtanam. Other than the Supreme Lord himself, who else could have established the Yuga Dharma of Harinama Sankirtana, which quickly and effectively removes the sins of the age of Kali? Charity, sacrifice, austerity, yajna, self-control, studying the scriptures, renouncing material desires, and other religious principles are automatically attained by sincerely chanting Hare Krishna. The unlimited glories and qualities of Krishna's holy names destroy ignorance and free one from the horrible cycle of birth and death. So there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of shlokas glorifying the holy name. Not knowing this essential quality of the age of Kali, people think that this is just a dark age full of sins. Actually, Kali Yuga is the most wonderful age because of this one quality. Kalir dosha nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahat guna kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param bhajet. Actually, Kali Yuga is the most wonderful age because of this one quality. From any position, sinful living entities can attain salvation simply by performing Harinama Sankirtana. After saying this, again, so this is Brahma and Narada are conversing. After saying this, Lord Brahma, overwhelmed with ecstasy, warmly embraced Narada. Then Brahma stood up suddenly and proclaimed, one will attain unlimited sense pleasure and satisfy all his desires simply by once seeing the radiantly beautiful form of Lord Gauranga. Lord Brahma continued his discussion by quoting some Shastric verses to glorify Lord Krishna's appearance as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And to glorify Kali Yuga and the process of Harinam Sankirtan, he cited the Mahabharata, Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi. There you go, my God, it's very clear. Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi. Sannyasa Krich Chama Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayana. There you go. He will take sannyas, Nishta Shanti Parayana. So this is Vishnu Sahasranama. They keep chanting all this. The Sri Vaishnavas, they chant the Vishnu Sahasranama every day. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, but he's Channa avatar. Probably never pondered what is this. When Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appears as Sri Gauranga, his complexion is gold, Suvarna. In his early pastimes, his limbs are the colors of molten gold, Hemanga. His body is extremely beautiful, Varangas, and he's decorated with Chandanangadi, sandalwood pulp. These four are the symptoms of the Lord's Grihastha Leela. Of course, then Jagadananda Pandit wanted him to put all the sandalwood oil and all that. Mahaprabhu refused. But in Grihastha life, he decorated himself in all these ways. The Lord will take sannyas and show equanimity in different ways by describing the mysteries of devotion to Sri Krishna and by satisfying everyone with knowledge and attachment to Krishna. The Lord is peaceful, Shanta, because he renounces all topics not related to the service of the Krishna. So there's one beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakale, Ashanta, Krishna Bhakta, Nishkama, Ata Eva Shanta. He is Shanta, Dhira, Dhira Gaura. A nice devotee is there in the chain, Dhira Gaura Prabhu. The Lord is peaceful, Shanta, because he renounces all topics not related to the service of Krishna. His mind is always fixed in performing Harinama Sankirtana. He silences those opposed to the Lord's service by teaching pure devotional service. He is the abode of the highest spiritual peace and devotion. Parayana, Narayana, Parayana, Vasudeva, Parayana. So he's the life. And anyway, so like we did the PowerPoint presentation, so Lord Brahma is quoting all these verses. There you go. Avishya Purana. Those of you that saw the PowerPoint. Lord Brahma quoted another verse to show that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also predicted in the Bhavishya Purana. Ajaya Dvama Aja Yadvam Na Sannyasa Kalau Sankirtana Arambhe Vishyami Sachisutaha. There you go. The Supreme Lord said in Kali Yuga, I will appear as the son of Sachi and inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. There is no doubt about this. Lord Brahma continued speaking. Actually, so Narada had so Narada had come to tell Brahma, but now Brahma is lecturing him. Yeah. You know, this Lord Brahma continued speaking. Narada, listen to some more wonderful topics. The age of Kali is full of darkness, impiety, and sinful acts. The few pious activities that remain are diminishing day by day. The essence of all religions is contained in Harinam Sankirtana. The chanting of the holy names will spread all over the world. If a materialist chants the names of Hari, the Lord will give him sense gratification. One who chants with faith, however, will give up all sense enjoyment. Oh, I'll read that again. The chanting of holy names will spread all over the world. If a materialist chants the names of Hari, the Lord will give him sense gratification. All right. Meaning you don't have to do something separately. Even if your goal is sense gratification, chant the holy name. Akama sarva kama shukama udarati. One who chants with faith, however, okay, so this is, we are trying to do this, will give up all sense enjoyment and conquer the Lord by his pure love. In Kali Yuga, chanting the Lord's names and qualities is a supreme religion. Harinama Sankirtan is like a big axe to cut the heart of sinful activities. The age of Kali is so peaceful that people from previous yugas want to take birth in this age. Why? They want the opportunity to chant Hare Krishna and preach the holy names. This fact is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.538. It's 11.538. It's curious, wonderful shloka, it must be. 11.538. 11.532, we know. Hmm. 38 through 40. My dear king, the inhabitants of Satya Yuga and other ages eagerly desire to take birth in this age of Kali. Since this age, there will be many devotees of the Supreme Lord Narayana. Wow. Yeah, this is quoted Tamarapani. These devotees will appear in various places, but will be especially numerous in South India. Sri Vaishnavas. Master of men in the age of Kali, those persons who drink the waters of the holy rivers of Dravida Desha, such as Tamraparni, Kritamala, Payashwini, the extremely pious Kaveri, in the Pratichi, Mahanidhi, will almost all be pure-hearted devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Harinam Sankirtan is like a big axe to cut the heart out of sinful activities. The age of Kali is so special that people from previous yugas want to take birth in this age. Why? They want the opportunity to chant Hare Krishna and preach the holy names. This fact is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.538. The inhabitants of Satya Yuga and other ages eagerly desire to take birth in the age of Kali, since in this age there will be many devotees of the Supreme Lord. When all the powerful Supreme Lord Krishna came, why didn't he give prema bhakti to the sinful? What other avatar would give prema even to the undeserving? Oh, so they're asking, okay, well, when Krishna came in Dwapar Yuga, why didn't he give prema bhakti to the sinful? What other avatar would give prema even to the undeserving, unsurrendered? Krishna said, Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. There was a condition, but with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no condition. Just chant the holy name. Only one request, faith. Only price is faith. He didn't see who is qualified, who's unqualified. What other avatar? Parama Karuna, Utuichananitai Gaurachandra. What other avatar would give prema even to the undeserving and unsurrendered? That type of compassion was unseen in any other yuga. Of course, he comes as Srimati Radharani, so Radharani's mood is like that. She doesn't see. We discussed this a few days ago. Gaura Purnima lecture after Gaura Purnima. Yeah, Radharani is even more merciful than Krishna. To enter Krishna's home, Radharani was speaking once. She was building a palace there in Vrindavan, besides Nandagram. So Krishna is asking her, hey, why do you need to build a palace? I'm right here. I'm nearby. You can just stay with me. She said, yeah, I can stay with you. But people can't enter your house. Normal people can't enter your house. Those who are full of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, they can't enter. But I'm building a house. They can enter my house. So Srimati Radharani. What other avatara would give prema even to the undeserving and unsurrendered? That type of compassion was unseen in any other yuga. The supremely merciful form of the Supreme Lord is none other than Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Wow. A religious man accumulates great benefits and destroys his impious acts by doing pious work, going on pilgrimages, and by following religious rituals. But none of these compare with chanting Hare Krishna. In summary, it is quite clear that Kali Yuga is the best of all ages. There is absolutely no other dharma save and except the congregational chanting of Lord Krishna's holy name. After full deliberation, Lord Brahma came to this conclusion. Narada was extremely delighted to hear these things from Lord Brahma. In appreciation, the sage showered forth sweet music from his veena. Naradam Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramananame. Then Narada said, Brahma, what more shall I say? Yeah, he said, well, I came to tell you, but you have already, you know everything. He already said whatever I have kept in my heart and soul. Some people pass many kalpas entangled in fruitive activities. Suddenly, by the grace of the Lord, they get to render a little service to a Vaishnava. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Peach. Exactly. Kalpas, Brahmandas. Suddenly, by the grace of the Lord, they get to render a little service to a Vaishnava. Shushusho Shaddadanasya Shan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Hearing the divine topics of Krishna from such a Vaishnava, they attain freedom from material bondage. Then they become so devoted to serving Krishna that they don't care a fig for the five kinds of liberation. Brahma, I want to say something about Prema Bhakti and who is eligible to receive Gopi Bhava. Uh-oh. All right. It was the Vraja. The pure love of the gopis conquers the Lord of the three worlds in the same way that a paramour conquers her love. Lover has spontaneous love. Who can explain that Prema Bhakti of the gopis? Uddhava, the great devotee of the Lord, was ready to take birth as a creeper in Vrindavan in order to get dust from the feet of the gopis. Uddhava himself describes this in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Wow. So now he's saying not only the Lord is magnanimous, he would give Prema Bhakti, but what kind of Prema Bhakti he will give? Raja Prema. So Lochana Das Thakur is in ecstasy. Murari Gupta is in ecstasy. He's just going on. So not just any love of Godhead in the mood of the residents of Vrindavan, and even amongst the residents of Vrindavan, Gopi Bhava, the topmost Madhurya, conjugal. Wow. Okay. I think anyway, so I'll pause here, 7:40. Let's see if there's any discussion. So we're just mostly reading. That's it, purely reading. And of course, I'm commenting here and there in the middle. I hope you're enjoying it. Hare Krishna. So, any comments, sharing questions? So we can see this parasparam anukatanam pavanam bhagavat yashaha. When the devotees they come together, they chant and they hear. So Narada is apparently on a mission to tell everyone. But Brahma gets excited and sort of Brahma takes over the Bhagavatam class, which is all right. He's the guru of Narada. Yeah. Anyways, beautiful. So, the holy name in Kali Yuga was glorified today mainly. The holy name, Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then now devotees, just beginning the glorification of devotees. Yeah. So everything is there in a concentrated form in a few pages, in just 30 pages. Yeah. Anything, anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Vivo.
Prabhuji, I really like that in Vishnu Sahasranam also it is written that Gaurang Mahaprabhu will appear. So it has been forecasted there also, and I didn't know that, and today I came to know. I'm very it is very pleasing that it is there also, so we can quote to someone if they are not able to understand, then we can relate with that verse. Which verse number is there? Is there any number?
No, I don't know. You'll have to look up.
Okay, Prabhuji, we'll see. Sita is telling, I can tell you, Mama. Okay,
All right.
Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Well, ultimately, Gauranga Bhakti comes from Gauranga Bhakta, one who has Bhakti for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has to give others. Yeah, there are scriptural quotes are there. But that's what Sarvama Bhattacharya says. This Gopinath Acharya, my brother-in-law, he was praying for me that when will I become a devotee of Gauranga? And then, of course, Mahaprabhu gave him his mercy, but Gopinath Acharya. So Krishna said, Tomar, Krishna dite paro. So same thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shet Tomar. So who has Chaitanya, he can give others Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
Very good.
please accept my humble senses. All Shukr Maharaj, Shila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, actually, you are sharing that past time that Radharani was creating a home near Krishna's house, and what she was mentioning that I want to allow everyone even having some disqualifications, and like Krishna's to enter Krishna allow like go to in Krishna's house, we need so many qualifications. So it was very nice to hear. So if you can elaborate more, and like I was relating it to we hear the Jackal's pastime and other pastime of Radharani's mercy. Like we heard from Maharaj, like no one can is merciful to a jackal, but Srimati Radharani, how she showed the mercy and taped him and allow him to sit on her lap, and also that was very inspiring. So can you elaborate more on that? What is where this pastime comes? And thank you, Prabhuji.
I don't know. Gaurav Purnima lecture in Chicago, ISKCON Chicago, His Grace Balaram Prabhu mentioned this pastime. He didn't quote any references, but he was expressing, essentially his mood was how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Namo Mahavadanyaya, is even more merciful than Krishna. And of course, Srimati Radharani is that peace, that mercy peace. And we have understood how Srimati Radharani, like the Acharyas mentioned, that the Srimati Radharani's two eyes, one eye, of course, she's always on Krishna, and the other eye as the mother of all the living entities. Like Krishna is the father, she is the mother, as the mother of all living entities. She is always compassionate, she is concerned about them. So one eye is always on them. How can I connect these children again to their father? Like His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj mentions that everybody in this Kali Yuga nowadays, they are worshippers of Devi. Okay, but one should worship Purusha. And so Srimati Radharani, she is very eager to connect the living entities, who have strayed, to connect them again to the Lord. Yeah, so that's her mood. Srimati Radharani's mood, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu adopted. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is not putting any conditions. He is carrying also Srimati Radharani in his heart. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. So she's concerned that her the lost sons return again to the father, and she has absolute faith that just by connecting with the father somehow or the other, yena kena prakarena, they will become purified. So by connecting, they'll become purified. So they cannot become free from lust, anger, greed, etc., and then come to the Lord. Just by connecting to the holy name, they will become purified, and then they can come. Yeah, Padmanath Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept number obeisances, all very soon. Sorry, I joined a little late actually. I saw the message only at 5:30 here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to. I was going to send it to you personally, but yeah, time has changed here.
Anyway, so, but as you were just saying, it's a message is so powerful. And the statement that Kali Yuga actually is the most wonderful age of all the yugas. That seems a wonderful message, because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like the devotees of Krishna, is so eager that the living entities should go back to Godhead. And he has given very simple procedure, and his mercy, unqualified, to people also. So that reminds me of that example which I heard once, which all of us must have heard, that if somebody finds some money on the street, there will be one type of person who will put it in his pocket and then maybe enjoy that, like the karmi maybe. And then the other person will just say, be indifferent to it. It's not mine, so I will not take it. Something like jnani. But the third person will pick it up and find out to whom it belongs, and he delivers it to him. So that takes a little effort, some effort, but he does it. So that is the bhakta. So like Narada, for instance, when Nalakuvera and Mandigreva, he sees them, he eventually he leads them to Krishna, and then Krishna gives them pure love of God, pure bhakti. So who else would do that? I mean, Narada has delivered so many people. So when you say the devotee is more, the pure devotee is more merciful than Krishna himself. So that is, and this holy name, such an easy process he gave. And all you need is some faith. And so I used to wonder sometimes, like Krishna in Dwarak, when he goes to Mathura, he sees that that dhobi, that he doesn't give the clothes. So he's not all that apparently merciful. But Narada was so compassionate, So it's Kali Yuga being the most wonderful age, that kinds of provokes a lot of thought and inspiration. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Well, Krishna is Achintya Bheda Vidatattva. Like we hear, Krishna doesn't deal directly with the material world. So similarly, it seems he doesn't directly deal with us. Why would he deal with us? I mean, he doesn't deal with the fallen souls directly. He leaves it to the devotees. He deals with them. Deal with them, and then you make him qualified, and then you bring him to me. It takes some effort. So the devotees of the Lord, they are so great. Yeah. Maybe that's the condition. Krishna, to enter and go into Goloka Vrindavan, one has to be completely, supremely pure. Yeah. The Lord devotees are there to help us. Yes, Ananda Vrindavan or Ananda Leela or others. Pratibha, Krishna Mataji. Satya.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry I could not concentrate on today's class, but I'm just listening to the question and answers and just trying to understand it.
Okay, recording is there. YouTube is there. YouTube recording is there.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll check it out. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Anything
Krishna,
else?
Prabhu. Please accept
Yeah,
my
no.
obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj Shri Prabhupada. I very wonderful section. This whole section about how many times the Lord appears. It's quite technical, but I was thinking one thing we can take out of it is, how compassionate and personal the Lord is. That in every day of Brahma, he appears. And that is like, if you do the math, every day of Brahma, he appears himself. And then this is apart from all the Gunavataras and Leela-avataras and, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all those things keeping aside. So the numbers are staggering, actually. The number of times that the Lord appears in one lifetime of one Brahma, of our Brahma. It's a huge number, so the Lord just keeps appearing again and again and again, and in so many different ways, just to attract the heart of the conditioned soul back to him. So the compassion of the Lord, that he doesn't just create and let it go. He creates, and then he keeps coming back again and again to rescue the conditioned soul and to kind of turn his attention back to him again. And recently, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, there is so much, like what you read today in Chaitanya Mangala, the whole Bhagavatam explains how just by giving oral reception to the Vedic literature, just by hearing, transformation comes about in the heart. So it is a very scientific process, and one has to kind of stay in the process to experience this transformation of the heart. And Bhagavatam assures that one is taken above these material modes of nature, lamentation and fear and attraction to passing attractions. All these things kind of subside, and one is pulled above that, all that, just by giving oral reception. And there's a beautiful verse I just wanted to read in Bhagavatam, just on hearing. that yasyam vai shruyamanayam Krishne Parama Purushe Bhaktir Utpadyate Pumshaha Shokha Moha Bhayapaha. Simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. So very hope giving. And so hearing Chaitanya Mangala, and like you said, hearing, you can get Chaitanya attraction for Lord Chaitanya from the heart of a Chaitanya Bhakta. So hearing Chaitanya Mangala and these amazing liberated eternal associates of Lord Chaitanya, just hearing their thoughts and contemplations, it's very, very purifying for the heart. So yeah, I can't wait to hear more and about Lord Chaitanya. Thank you.
Yeah, there are so many verses, right? Pravishta Karnarandrena Swanam Bhava Sururo. Yeah, Pravishta Karnarandrena enters from the ear hole to the ear holes. And similarly, Satam Prasangam Virya Samvido Bhavanti Ritkarna Rasayana Katha Tajoshanat Ashu Apavarga Vartmani Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramishati. Prabhupada loved this verse. Sadhu Sangashtakam, Kapiladev's teachings. And then the other one, Pravishta Karnarandrena. It's very scientific, as you're saying. And it's not so difficult to understand. Actually, hearing, the whole world is hearing something or the other. Just this morning, I was hearing Radha Govinda Maharaj. He was saying the Paramahamsas, the Hamsas, they have this amazing quality. If you put a jug full of water mixed with milk and water, apparently the Hamsas, they can just extract the milk and leave the water in the jug. How they do that. But he was saying, so the Vaishnavas are like that. They are not interested in this garbage. But the crows are the opposite. They will just go to the garbage every morning. People will just get up and rather than say newspaper. What's the fascination with news? It's nothing new. It's old. Same thing. So anyway, the hearing is, everybody's hearing something or the other. Nowadays we're not reading, we're just, when we are hearing, downloading, passively, we're just turning on a television or something and we're hearing. And that hearing, as you're saying, that hearing pollutes us further, or it awakens some dormant desires. So everything is running actually by hearing. Yeah, advertisement, all these advertisement propagandas, by this, by that, they are just bombarding. So everybody's preaching actually. We're not realizing that. Yeah. Yeah, and they will say, no, we will not hear, we have an issue with authority and all that. But they are constantly following authority actually. Yeah. The food and, for example, the Food and Drug Administration, USDA tells you, the food pyramid, what you should eat. So there's nowadays people are getting concerned. Yeah, so this whole what one should eat and the propaganda, it is tied in with the industry, the meat and the food industry. So they don't care about people's health. So it's just to fill their pockets. And then people are just, so they're following. People in general, common people, they don't know. And so they are trusting authorities and they are saying, well, I should, this is what I need and I eat. And people are dying, falling sick, left, right, and center. Anyway, so everybody is hearing something or the other. So it is so important to hear from the right sources and people that genuinely care about us, from people that care. They don't have a vested agenda. And it's kind of We are just discussing the other aspects of Kali Yuga, but still Kali Yuga is the greatest. Yeah. Okay, and the Prabhupada called this Bhakti Yoga process like, the goldsmith, the ironsmith method, right? Goldsmith method is like the goldsmith, he works very, slowly, tick, 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 very, barik se kaho. But the iron, the one who is wielding the iron, he puts the iron block on the anvil and boom, gone. So this Bhakti Yoga, or as we were discussing, from so many kalpas, people are having these desires. But this Kali Yuga, this holy name, just 60 years in one sense, right? If you gave our 50, 60, 70 years of this one lifetime, everything is finished. The whole material existence collapses. Can you imagine? What we have been for billions and billions of years, just 60 years, 50, 60 years of the holy name, Bhakti Yoga, can finish the whole damn thing. So that's the potency of the holy name. And of course, we complain, oh, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Well, we have not even started anything yet. Okay, I hope. Yeah, you read Caitanya Mangala. Anybody wants it, let me know. I'll forward. Thank you. Hare Krishna. We'll continue tomorrow. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtan.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.